Welcome to Dallas Social Cafe. I'm Deandra Simmons, and today we're at the brand new Texas Horse Park, the new home for Equest therapeutic horsemanship. Today we'll be speaking with some very important people. CEO Patrick Bricker will join me and we'll talk about all the exciting programs here at Equest. Also, I'll be visiting with Connie and Denny Carreker about the upcoming April 25th celebration happening right here at the Horse Park. And then we'll speak with Jocelyn White, and she'll tell us all about her involvement at Equest and her love for all the programs here. So stay with me as we go inside and find out all the buzz, what's going on here at Equest, the new Texas Horse Park. Well, today I'm here with Patrick Bricker, who's the CEO of Equest. Welcome, Patrick. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Deandra. It's great to be here.
So we are in one of the new horse park arenas, right? So we have a few friends right here with us.
Yeah, this is Cisco and Dare, or Dare and Cisco, depending on how you look at it. And they're part of our mini ambassador program.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us a little bit. I am familiar with Equest, but for some of those who aren't, tell us about the different programs that you have that you offer at Equest.
Well, first of all, I'll let everybody know that Equest was founded in 1981, so we're celebrating our 34th anniversary this year.
Wow, that's great.
And so we had one location in Wiley, Texas, and so what's special about this year is we're opening our new location at the Texas Horse Park. And what that essentially allows us to do is to exponentially increase the number of people we serve. Down here at the Texas Horse Park, we're going to be serving children with disabilities, as well as veterans and at-risk youths.
So you still have the Wiley location for the northern, and then this is the southern Dallas location.
That's correct.
The brand new area. And you have, how many of these places do you have these spaces like this, or will you have?
Well, we have 38 stalls out here, so that's a lot of horses. And it's about the same we have in Wiley, so we'll be able to essentially double the number of horses. But what's special about the horse park is we have this large covered arena, as well as an outdoor arena, and then thanks to a generous gift by the Owl Hill family, we're going to have a second covered arena out here, the Owl Hill Junior Family Arena.
Well, I'm very excited because you're going to be able to reach so many more people in the community with this new center. And I believe that night you will have all those stalls that you need named, because I know people love to do that. And I'm so excited about the horse adoption because so many of my friends have adopted a horse. So to throw that in is a wonderful thing.
It's exciting. You know, these horses are special. They're specially trained, and they dedicate their lives to helping people. And so what better way can you support what we do and the horses that are making it possible? It costs $5,000 to feed a horse like this and take care of its medical needs over the course of a year. A horse like this may be a little bit less, but a full-sized horse. And so that's critical to the success of our program, and it's a great way to be kept in touch about who's riding that horse, who's helping as a direct result of your contribution. And so that's a real important part of our program. Equest is a place, when you enter this arena, the labels are shed. So you are like anybody else, the challenges are there. We're here to challenge you to be the best that you can be, not put limits on you. And so one of my favorite riders is a gentleman, a young teenager, and I was talking with his mother about school. And I said, well, he happens to reside within the autism spectrum. And so I said, well, how do you deal with school and such? And she said, well, it's interesting. His teacher asked him the other day, what is the capital of Texas? And he said, just like that, T. And I smiled and I said, he's right. The capital of Texas is T. And so I get to speak to different boards of directors like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Alliance Data, and I tell them that story. And I said, I bet you could use somebody who thinks like that.
That's right.
And that's what we're all about. Let's look at somebody for what they can offer, their unique qualities that can come out and contribute to the community, because all of our riders are capable of that. Let's not look at them about how they're different from us, from you and me, or try to label them. That's what Equest is all about.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick. I appreciate you taking the time today, and I'm very excited about the new things happening at Equest.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate this opportunity.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back on Dallas Social Cafe.
Deandra, I'm in our small arena here at Equest at the Trinity. We've got another one. The dirt's just being kicked up for our next arena, and with me is one of our mini ambassadors in residence. This is Cisco, and Dare is somewhere in the background. I've been involved with Equest for the past 4 years. I actually chaired 2 of their galas. Don't you love it when they talk to each other? I do. I grew up around horses all my life, but that attracted me to Equest, but what really was the clincher, I have a nephew who's autistic, and the first outside creature he ever responded to was a horse. And so I could see every day the miracles that are made right here in the Trinity Forest, largest hardwood forest in the country that's in a municipal area, an urban hardwood forest, if you will. And we've got horses and beautiful scenery and pastures, and we've got wonderful programs that we brought into South Dallas. Now, chairing this year are Denny and Connie Carreker, longtime friends of mine, wonderful philanthropists. And Connie, in particular, has a heart for horses, and I'm sure she's going to tell you all about it, Deandra.
Well, I'm here with Connie and Denny Carreker, and we're at the new Texas Horse Park, and it's a second location for Equest.
Equest has been serving children for 31 years, always out in Wiley, so it's been a trip to get there. And now with this new facility, about 10 minutes from downtown Dallas, all kinds of kids will be able to benefit from it even more, as well as war veterans that have PhD.
So Equest is therapeutic horsemanship.
Yes.
So they deal, I know from experience, with children with disabilities.
Yes.
Also, they have a wonderful veterans program,
Yes.
Hooves for Heroes, that my husband was involved with as well. So they do so many different things for children in the communities. It doesn't matter if they're physically handicapped or they have autism. There's so many different things that they address. So tell us, why have you been involved with this from the very beginning? I know you've been longtime supporters.
Right. Well, it just is a heartthrob for us because of the cerebral palsy, autism, the PST, post-traumatic stress syndrome, with the veterans and the handicap things that these horses actually help with.
Oh, yeah.
They just, it's a therapeutic thing, and a child that has never talked before would get on a horse and say its first word. So it just was very heartwarming.
There's something about that communication with the horse when the child or the veteran actually makes that contact with the horse. I think they feel safe and they feel like they can have a trust that maybe they don't have when dealing with another human being, just because of the way that they deal with that horse.
Something so powerful they can have control of, and they've got all the volunteers around them to help them be safe and feel good about it.
The volunteers here are excellent.
It's special, very special. I have 50 some odd horses out here, so it's a big operation. We had horses when our kids were kids, and so we've seen the joy that they get from doing that, and to be able to provide this to kids that have a special need is a great opportunity.
Well, I look forward to seeing what the Texas Horse Park will do for Equest, and I know that the Wiley Center has done so much, and now the 2 locations are going to bring so much more opportunities for children and for veterans that really need help. So I just want to thank you all for being a part of this, and thank you for taking the time today to talk to me about Equest.
Thank you.
And we will see you back here on Dallas Social Cafe. Welcome to Dallas Social Cafe. I'm Deandra Simmons, and I'm here at the lovely Meadows Museum on the SMU campus. I'm joined by my friend Terri Provencal of Patron magazine. You're the award-winning founder, publisher, and editor-in-chief of Patron magazine. It's one of my favorite magazines, and I'd like for you to share with us a little bit about what Patron highlights. Tell us about it.
Well, Patron magazine is dedicated to the visual and performing arts in Dallas and Fort Worth. So about 80% of the editorial is about the arts, and we also publish a fashion feature. It's always very artistically done, and that also embraces the arts as well.
Well, I know that Dallas has really been up and coming city, and we have this beautiful arts district now, which is the largest one in the United States. And I think it was so apropos for you to create this magazine, start this magazine right at the perfect time for where we were going as a city with regards to art. So speaking about art, let's talk a little bit about what's going on here at the Meadows Museum at SMU.
Well, the Meadows Museum is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And it's timed with the with SMU's centenary, and the opening exhibit is from an SMU alum, John Alexander, the work you see around here. And John was a very Goya-influenced artist, as you can see by the work, the characters, and he is quite celebrated by his peers.
Well, I love John Alexander. I actually had owned a piece in my past, and he's also a native Texan, which I love. He's from Beaumont, Texas, and he's so gracious, and I loved meeting him when I actually did meet him a couple of times, and I think that it's the perfect celebration of Texas and art to have him and his exhibits here, an SMU boy, back at the Meadows Museum. Let's discuss about the exhibit a little bit and what we're seeing here, because I know this is like recent works is what we're talking about today.
Yes, again, John had an opening at the end of March, and it was really exciting. What I loved most about it was seeing so many artists fly in to celebrate his work. James Searles flew in for one day. They graduated from SMU together. And James Searles was presented here at the Meadows Museum as well a few years ago. As you can see, he's got a real sense of humor. His characters are parodies on the human character, and they show what man, in some cases, have the influence they've had on nature, not always in a positive way, but his work celebrates nature. He's very well known for his birds, and
I love the way that he integrates nature with human nature, basically.
Yes.
And he does it in very kind of a, you know, sometimes it's a little dark, but it's funny at the same time. I own just a piece of the nature work when I did own a piece of John Alexander, but what I'm seeing today is absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen this work that he's done like this. So I'm very excited that we are lucky enough in the city of Dallas to have this. So moving forward, let's talk a little bit about Patron and what's coming up for the next issue of Patron magazine.
Well, by the time your viewers see this, the April issue, the April-May issue will have launched. So there is so much exciting content. Again, with the Meadows and their 50th anniversary celebration, we have the opening of the Abeo collection, and that is spanning 5 centuries.
Oh, wow.
Really, really exciting things coming here, lots of contemporary work, Francis Bacon, and so forth. So that's exciting.
Well, and then April. So tell us, in April is the most important month pretty much in Dallas for art. So let's talk about that too.
Yes, and again, we would have just completed the Dallas Art Fair, the 7th installment, which has been the catalyst for Dallas Arts Week. And so many terrific things happened during that week. MTV Redefine, benefiting the Staying Alive Foundation and the Dallas Contemporary. Just a fabulous event produced by the Goss-Michael Foundation. Joyce and Kenny Goss are just wonderful about supporting the arts well beyond their own collection. So Thursday night was the Dallas Art Fair Preview Gala. And this year's installment, the 7th year, had 12 countries outside of the US. So that was exciting. Lots of first-timers, exceptionally celebrated galleries like Bortolami, Gallery Patron, several others that, you know, are just the best of the best in modern and contemporary art. Friday night was MTV Redefined,
yes.
produced by the Goss Michael Foundation, and it benefits the Staying Alive Foundation and the Dallas Contemporary, which is really neat. And then Saturday night, if you could still handle it, Nancy Carlson was the chair for the Art Ball benefiting the Dallas Museum of Art, which is always just so lovely, very, very elegant. And on Sunday, the Jewel presented the final party for the Dallas Art Fair, and that's called the Eyeball at Tony Tassett's The Eye down across the street from the Jewel, the very large eye that everyone gets their Instagram posts in front of.
So that's if you could really handle it, you can go
on Sunday. Yes.
So moving forward, Terri, talking about your magazine and the arts in general, what's coming up for May and going into the summer months?
Well, so Patron covered in April the MTV Redefined. We covered the opening of a bio. We covered the Dallas Art Fair, and we interviewed 4 couples that collect art and one single guy, and that's a lot of fun, and you can still read about them and their collection.
Oh, great.
And then in May, the DSO launches the first Saluna, which is an international music and arts festival. It's very cool because it's incorporating all aspects of the performing arts, Dallas Black Dance Theater, and various programs throughout Dallas, but it'll primarily take place in the Arts District. And then visual artists are incorporated into that, and Anna Sophia Van Zweden, the maestro's daughter,
love her,
is the curator of that.
Oh,
and
great.
She is bringing in really amazing artists. Alex Prager, who's one of my favorites, she is a fine arts photographer and filmmaker, and she's preparing a video just for that celebration.
Oh,
the
great.
neat thing about this is it's 21 days, so you've plenty of time
to see everything.
Yes.
And is that all happening at the Meyerson then, or in that area down?
It'll be throughout the Arts District and beyond.
Okay, great. I want people to know how to get to your website too, because if they haven't seen Patron Magazine, which I can't believe, I think almost everyone's seen Patron Magazine, you have lots of information on your website currently about different artist exhibits that are happening and different things happening in the art world. So go ahead and let us know your website.
Sure. It's patronmagazine.com, real easy. And we just relaunched it.
Oh,
so look for a lot of new content, lots of party pics on there. We do their coverage in the magazine, but there's not a lot of it. We'll have more on the website. Always great to access the calendar and what's going on. Take a look at our digital edition.
So thank you so much, Terri, for joining us today at the Meadows Museum to talk about the John Alexander exhibit and what's coming up in the next few months for the Dallas art scene. You're the know-it-all woman about everything that happens in the Dallas art scene, so I just want to thank you for taking your time today, and this has been wonderful, and the works here at the Meadows are absolutely amazing, so I'm so glad that we got to do it here. I hope you'll join us soon again on Dallas Social Cafe. We hope you enjoyed the show today. We're going to leave you from Equest at the Texas Horse Park. Don't forget to tune in next week for the best of philanthropy, society, and lifestyle on Dallas Social Cafe. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next week.
Dallas Social Cafe would like to thank Baylor, Scott & White for their closed captioning sponsorship.